How's it going, med spa owners? So I'm Elliot with Empirical 360, and we specialize in medical marketing. And today we're going to talk about the 7 fatal Facebook marketing errors that med spa owners make when they're running Facebook ads. So I have a little PowerPoint presentation here. We'll dive right in. So the first mistake that we see, and this is not just about med spas, but typically when people go into Facebook and they see all these targeting options, they get really crazy on the stuff they want to target, and sometimes they try and get so specific on a certain audience that your audience becomes too small. And the problem with that is, well, number one, sometimes your ads won't even serve if your audience is too small. And then the second problem is you will burn your audience out very quickly. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But you can see here on the slide that there's a lot of exciting things here to target. You can find people who are interested in cosmetics, people who are interested in beautiful skin, people who are prone to online shopping. They're interested in the face. They're interested in personal care. These are all people that could be within your target demographic and audience. But if you try and layer too many pieces of targeting on, you're going to have a very small audience, and then your ads are just not going to work in the long term. A good way to gauge this is that little meter on the side where it says specific to broad. You want to keep it somewhere in the middle or in the green section, because then your audience is at least defined, but it's not too broad and it's not too small. So that would be the first tip. Or the first mistake that we see med spas making is they try and get very specific with their ads, and they try and get a little bit too sexy with their targeting. I know that sounds stupid, but just keep it simple, keep it within your age demographic, and then start to work on refining it from there. But I usually keep it broad in the very beginning. So the second mistake that we see med spas making is there are multiple placements on the Facebook ad network, and what that means is your ads can show in the news feed, they can show on Instagram, they can show on the right-hand column, they can show in stories, they can show in instant articles. And the reason Facebook did this was because in the beginning, they could get away with having all the ads in the news feed because there weren't very many advertisers. But as the demand for Facebook advertising has grown, they pretty much have to have multiple placements so that they can actually spend everybody's money. So obviously this is great for Facebook because they're going to spend more money because there are more placements to show ads. But for advertisers and for you specifically, some of these placements don't perform as well. So typically, not all the time, we tend to see the Facebook newsfeed ads perform the best. So that's ads that look like part of the newsfeed, just like anyone else's post. Those typically perform the best. So in an effort to save some money, and again, you might want to test this setting or at least look in your analytics and see what's performing the best. You could exclude all the other placements and just run ads in the newsfeed. So that is an option, and a mistake would be letting all of them run and never checking on them. But at least check on them to make sure that they are working for you. This is another important one, especially for med spas, because a great way to get leads for med spas is to run specials like a Botox party or a discount on Botox per unit, like a discounted microneedling session. So all of these different types of offers are really great to bring leads in the door. But if you keep running the same one over and over again, your audience is going to get tired of seeing the same offer, and they're going to get bored, and your ads are going to start to decrease in performance. So this is a great screenshot showing that. So there's a metric called frequency in Facebook ads, and that is the number of times someone has seen your ad. And so you can see here we have a bunch of different frequencies, and the one that stands out the most is the 7.3. And if we look all the way over to the right, you can see it costs $181 per purchase as opposed to the $26, $34, $51. So that is like 4 or 5 times higher than the average purchases for the other ones. And that is due to the fact that that ad is starting to burn out, and pretty much the audience is getting sick of seeing that offer. So that is a very important metric to keep an eye on, and it's good to rotate your offers like every couple weeks or every month. So just keep that in mind. This also relates to the same thing, and is what we were talking about earlier. So if you find an audience that is working great for you and you have a really great offer and you're just going to run that forever and make tons of money, that is not the case with Facebook. Pretty soon your audience is going to burn out. They're going to start to get used to your offers, get used to you. Not to say that they're not going to still convert, but it's good to experiment with new audiences. So let's just say that this cosmetics group that I'm targeting here is doing great for me, and I never want to change anything. eventually that audience is going to burn out. So what you can do is start to target people with interests relating to beautiful skin. and see how that audience does for you. And if it does well, now you've kind of diversified your audiences, and your chances of burning out your Facebook account are decreasing. So that's a mistake that a lot of people make, is they just tend to burn their audience, and then it gets pretty bad from there. The results will start to decline. You won't know what's going on, and people will scramble, and next thing you know, you're not running Facebook anymore. Scaling too fast. I know this sounds like a weird problem, but I've seen this a lot, and I've actually experienced this firsthand. So in the beginning, you're running Facebook. Things are going great. You're getting, people coming in for Botox, people coming in for microneedling, Juvederm, you name it. They're all coming in. They're super qualified. You're making a ton of money. And so you're going to go tell your marketing company or whoever's running your Facebook ads, hey, I want you to triple the budget so I can get triple the clients. Sometimes it could work. Most of the time, if you're in a very small area and you have a very small audience, you're just going to triple your budget, and Facebook's going to spend triple the amount for the same amount of clients, because this tends to throw off Facebook's algorithm. So they're getting used to the results, they're getting consistent. All of a sudden, you've introduced a new variable, spending a lot of money, which is the new variable, and it doesn't know how to react. So it's just going to overserve your ad to the same audience, and what will happen is your frequency will go up because they want to show your ad more because they can spend more money, and your results will pretty much stay the same. So all that you're going to do is just triple your costs. Again, that doesn't happen all the time, but it is important to scale incrementally in like 15% to 20% increments, scaling your budget up. And as soon as you start to see that decline in performance, you've somewhat hit a ceiling, and it's time to rotate your offer, expand your audience, expand your locations, and things like that. So this is another very important thing, especially in the med spa, the med spa arena, because when you run these Botox offers or these Botox parties and things like that, you will get a lot of leads very, very quickly. And the important thing is to make sure that you have the follow-up systems in place, or the people to call these leads. Because if you generate 100 leads in a month and you're not calling them, or you're not following up with them, you're just wasting money. You're going to kill your leads. At the very least, you want to have at least like an automated text message, an automated email go out, and someone calling that lead to book an appointment to come in. But if you're just generating leads and hoping they come in on their own, it's going to be very, very tough for you. You're going to spend a lot of money on leads that are just going to pretty much die in a couple of days, because these people are seeing offers from other med spas. It's not just you. So it's important that when you do get a lead, you work it quickly, and you work it through multiple channels. So phone, text, email, and then remarketing ads. So those are all things that you want to take into account when you're running Facebook ads. The last thing, and I've heard this with a lot of companies, and this is true for a lot of different marketing, mediums, whether it's Google ads, Facebook ads, but in particular Facebook ads, is people just say, oh, that doesn't work because I tried it. So it's important to understand that, depending on who did your Facebook ads, or what the targeting was, or what the offers were, or how your website functions, sometimes it can perform bad. But that's not to say it doesn't work, because we know for a fact that it does work. So when you're running Facebook, I would recommend to scale into it slowly, spend a little bit of money, learn the ropes a little bit before you just jump in and spend a couple $1,000s a month and get no results. Because I will tell you that it works, and it's just a matter of finding the right offer, finding the right ads, and making sure that your website performs, up to standards. So that's all I have for you. Again, my name is Elliot with Empirical 360. And if you have any questions, feel free to visit our website, empirical360.com, and you can reach out to me anytime. Thanks.